We were lucky enough and blessed to get out of the house in enough time, but there were families who were not.
Now at 10, escaping tragedy, how a pregnant woman was able to escape this deadly fire in Springfield Township last night.
It's on air, online, on mobile. Fox Toledo News at 10 starts right now.
It sounded like really hell was on earth for about 35-45 minutes in the beginning. Everyone was screaming. They sounded they were in mass pain in that building.
A condo complex all too familiar with flames burns again. This time, there was a tragic ending. Good evening, I'm Sean Hegarty. About 24 hours ago, flames began shooting from Complex G at the Hidden Cedars condominium complex in Springfield Township. Sadly, 2 people were killed, several others hurt, and now more than 60 people are without a home. Fox Toledo's Allison Brown joins us live now from Hidden Cedars with what has been a very emotional day for victims and rescue personnel.
Yeah, Sean, it definitely has been. Right now, Springfield Township firefighters are out here assessing the damage, looking for hot spots, because as you can see, Complex G is a pile of rubble, and it's been a tough reality for many tonight.
It's just very devastating. I mean, I'm 7 months pregnant. I have a 5-year-old child who was in the house, who was sleeping.
Dominique Ellis looks at her apartment, now charred, and cannot grasp that just hours ago, this was a new home for her.
I've only been here for about 20 days. It hasn't even been a month. I just recently moved here, hasn't even paid my first month rent, anything, and now everything is gone.
For each individual, the experience is monumental. Some of them are going to need a longer-term shelter, a few days for some of these folks.
The Red Cross helped nearly 70 people today, and since the blaze ripped through the 24-unit complex so quickly, spokesperson Jason Copsey says it was important to get the 6 volunteers on site fast to help with food, shelter, and clothing.
They're going to put us in a hotel for 3 days.
Dominique says she's grateful to have the help. 2 people inside this complex passed away from the fire, but she knows she could have lost a whole lot more.
I am grateful because the story could have went a lot worse.
Right now, the fire is still under investigation. As for the 2 people who died, the coroner expects to release their identities sometime tomorrow. Reporting live in Springfield Township tonight, Allison Brown, Fox Toledo News.
Families that I know personally, their mothers and themselves and brothers and sisters and fathers included, all jumped off 3rd-story balconies.
Several people forced to flee those flames by jumping from their balconies. One woman was taken to the hospital, but her injuries were not considered life-threatening, and she is listed in fair condition tonight. Neighbors say other people trapped inside had to be rescued. And both of the victims in this fatal fire did live at the complex, and while fire investigators believe they had found all the victims in the fatal fire, cadaver dogs still searched the rubble this afternoon. The dogs were called in from Columbus after authorities could not locate one person, but the body was recovered before the dogs arrived. Again, at this time, authorities say everyone living inside the apartment at the time has been accounted for. The cause of the fire, as Allison said, still under investigation. The Springfield Fire Chief is not calling it suspicious, but he's also not ruling anything out.
Every fire that we have, we always take everything into consideration. One thing that I'm concerned of as a fire chief is how quickly it spread on us. And these units are sort of a tinderbox. They go up pretty quickly, but that certainly raises some concern for us on why it went up so quickly.
The chief says the buildings were constructed before things like firewalls and sprinkler systems were required. The building also shares a common attic space. Those just a couple of reasons why fires in these units can just shoot through a building. Hidden Cedars has been plagued by fire over the past decade. There have been 5 fires in various buildings in the past 12 years. The state fire marshal's office say they still have open investigations into the fires at the condo complex in 2000 and 2011, and the cause of the fires in 2006 and 2009 have been ruled undetermined. The string of fires have some tenants in other buildings thinking of moving. Others, like Natasha, have already found somewhere else to live. She moved in back in 1999 and recently moved out because of the fires.
It's just been numerous of fires, where in the middle of the night you just have to run out, you got to stay dressed and leave the premise. You just never know when they're going to knock on your door.
certainly will make recommendations to the complex once again, and I will absolutely look into it. I'm not certain it's within my authority to shut down the complex.
The chief says he will work with the complex to make sure everything is safe as possible for those who live there.